Hello everyone. So I'm going to name covalent compounds with some examples. So let's go and see what are the steps and how we can name covalent compounds. There are a few steps in naming covalent compounds. Covalent compounds are made between two nonmetals or in between metalloid and a nonmetal. For example, NO2. Nitrogen and oxygen both are nonmetals. And BF3, boron is a metalloid, fluorine is a nonmetal. So between nonmetal and also metalloid and nonmetal form covalent compounds. So in covalent compounds, name the first nonmetal by its element name. The second factor is name the second nonmetal adding suffixes. IDE, ide. For example, chloride, IDE ending, nitride, oxide. So first nonmetal by its element name, second nonmetal adding the suffix ide. Third one is add prefixes to indicate how many nonmetals, how many first nonmetals, how many second nonmetals. So these are the prefixes. If it's containing one, we call it mono, prefix is mono, but for the first nonmetal, we omit mono prefix. For the second nonmetal, we need to add mono. And for if you have 2 atoms, di, 3 atoms, tri, 4 atoms, tetra, 5 penta, 6 hexa, 7 hepta, 8 octa, and 9 nona, and 10 deca. The prefix mono does not apply for first nonmetal. For example, NO. So you're not saying mononitrogen monoxide because mono term for the first nonmetal we need to omit. It's simply same element nonmetal name nitrogen, and for the first one oxide adding the suffix, but how many oxygens? One oxygen. So for the one it's mono, nitrogen monoxide. Next one is if there are two vowels next to each other. So you need to omit the first vowel. For example, penta plus oxide. Penta is our prefix for the group, 5 atoms, and oxide is adding ide ending suffix. So pentaoxide, you can see A and O, two vowels and the same next to each other. So omit first vowel. Now first vowel is A. So by omitting A, pentaoxide becomes pentoxide. Okay, these are the 5 steps we need to follow when we are naming covalent compounds. Let's go and find some examples. So here first one is P4S5. There are 4 phosphorus atoms. Name is phosphorus for the first nonmetal, and there are 4 groups. Then we need to add prefix tetra. Next one is element is sulfur, but we need to add ide ending, sulfide. But how many sulfur atoms? 5. So prefix for the 5 is penta. So the name should be tetraphosphorus pentasulfide. So tetra and penta prefixes we added for both the nonmetals. First nonmetal is same. Second nonmetal we adding ide. The same way for the Cl2O7 dichlorine, di for 2, heptoxide. Heptaoxide become heptoxide, omitting A, the first vowel. Next one SeF6. Selenium hexafluoride. So one selenium atom, but we should not say monoselenium. Mono is omitting for the first nonmetal. It's simply selenium. And then how many fluorides? 6 fluorides. Hexa is the prefix, hexafluoride. PCl5. Phosphorus is first nonmetal, and then there are 5 chlorines, pentachloride. Phosphorus pentachloride. Sulfur tetrachloride. Again, we omit the mono for the first nonmetal. It's simply sulfur tetrachloride. Carbon monoxide. Tetraphosphorus decoxide. Deca is the prefix for 10 atoms. So deca-oxide become decoxide, omitting the first vowel. Next one, nitrogen trifluoride. Carbon dioxide. Boron trifluoride. Boron tri for the tree, fluorides. So I hope now you will have idea about how we can name any type of covalent compounds, and also covalent compounds, how they make covalent compounds between nonmetals and nonmetals, and in between metalloids and the nonmetals. For example, BF3. It's boron is a metalloid and fluorine is a nonmetal. But all the others are non-metal nonmetals. Thank you, everyone.